Did I say that right?
I like it. No. It's definitely Bloon's tower defense. I can agree with that. We got Baron down for LNG. Kitty, Ocean Soul is going to go down at the very least. That's one thing for FPX. It's permanent buff as Zika is flip pushing in the bottom lane. But look at the rest of LNG as, wow, Zika actually, hang on a minute. This guy can probably 1v2, 1v3 at the max. 4 might be too much as LNG had this Baron push and Kitty, they are on a devastating charge.
They just can't leave the security of their own base. I mean, once the Camille gets locked onto you with that ultimate, I mean, that is a pick. And like you said, this Hullbreaker in the hands of Zika, nearing 500 CS, I'm assuming, from what we already saw 10 minutes ago, but Life at 3
will be going down. It looks like now the time of our scaling's come through as Zika with the Hextech ultimatum taken out by Shallow, who's ultimate, but he can't withstand the damage. As Scout is looking for it with the GA. Hung goes in as well, but it's too early. Next for Tarzan, they've got it. Just brute force it. LNG with a 2-0. They outweigh FPX in the scaling game.
That was the game for FPX to bring it back, get that win in their pockets. But like we've been saying, their biggest problem is to just close the game. You had the lead. You set up LWX to become successful on this Caitlyn, but just too many hesitation plays from the side of FPX, and LNG once again playing the long game and just suffocating the entire base of FPX, where they were too scared to ever make plays on the map.
I just can't believe that Hung won that game. That Hung won that game. He started 0-3. Oh, it was just hilarious. And the fact that, look, Hung again, he gives what he takes. Like, there were some really big plays which Hung bound up from either solar flare or a quick little engage. He was the one who started getting them back in the game. So again, it's this crazy
That was massive. There he goes all out. Trying to see if they can make something work. The TP gunner coming in from the previously dead Aurelia. And now Shanks can rip through these hellfires. He knows his target. And it was the jungler. WE were dead and buried to that sole point. And they just delayed it long enough.
Oh, and the Baron has spawned just 6 seconds ago. It's just come up. That can be the Baron coming in. I mean, W say, no, we don't care about the Dragon at this point. Let's snowball the game, get the Baron. With Xiaohao dead, AL don't even manage to stick around and get the objective for themselves. That looked like an unwinnable situation for WE after they lost Shanks on that flank, after they'd given up positioning on the objective afterwards.
It feels like this team, if they can just string together some of these lower team wins, they can, you know, kind of push themselves into the... Oh, she doesn't want to do it.
Oh,
she doesn't want to do it. No, my bro.
No, pour it out for that guy.
Oh,
that is... Oh, I'm so sorry, bro. Oh, that is horrifying to watch.
Oh. Oh man,
I don't have words.
I feel awful. I don't have words. I feel awful.
If you ever want to see what real life heartbreak looks like, it's literally that in like actual visuals and in the emotional damage.
Do you know what? Do you know what the crazy thing is as well? That's how you know they're actually a couple. That's how you know they're actually a couple, because she just like hit him, was like, put your hand down. Put your hand down now. You're making a show of us, making a fool of me in front of the WE. One more hit, and it's good. WE have pounced. WE have found 3 kills. AL. Oh my word, you had it all. You was all lined up so perfectly for you. Why were you just throwing it away?
WE, they punish AL not being in position to respond, not being in position to punish. No one can save CDZ. No one's teleporting into that. You didn't have someone to realm warp there either. Nor were AL in a position to go towards that Baron. So WE, they get themselves the big objectives. They get themselves in a great position to push up on the map, go towards the Dragon themselves later at this point. And suddenly, this game is getting to the point where Kassadin will become a factor. You're getting to the point where level 16 very, very much on the table.
Keep pushing, and AL find a moment where Shanks wasn't with the team.
He wasn't there, and you don't have the cleanup. Betty on that HP would have been a sitting duck for Shanks. But it's not to be, and we've got another twist, another chapter left in this book as Game 3 is giving so many questions to both of these teams. It is tense, it is not precise, but it is all on the line for both of these teams in their last game of this first half of the split.
I mean, it is a tough one. Shanks goes here, gets caught out a little bit, and I love this from Betty saying, look, if I go in on top of him, he has to back away. He's not with his team.
Yeah, it is. He can get sword up, but that is not enough. Rise, Jax storming forward towards the base, and anyone's legend will
Look at the
not
player
be...
cams!
They will not be denied a victory in their first 8 series. They will no longer be winless. Going towards the Nexus.
Beat me 7 times, shame on you. Beat me 8, shame on me. And they will not allow it to happen an 8th time. These death timers are coming back up, and they have got a slight minion wave. They will be able to take it out. Rise is very, very low. It's going to be on ZDD to go for it. I don't think there's going to be much here to do. There's a good explosive cast. Is this game over? I don't know, because they're defending the next. Just one more auto attack, and they've done it! AL, you swear they just won the World Championship!
Looks of elation for this team who has suffered so much in this split so far. They have struggled to string together consistent best of 3s, an odd game there, here and there, going their way, but this is the first series, and you can tell how much it looks to them. And that, honestly, I love to see this from teams which have been down and out, your teams which have struggled to put together those victories. It just reminds you what kind of emotions this brings about, how much this competition means to these players on these stages.
And this is what I mean when I say there are no easy games in the LPL. This level of play is that you can drop to anybody, and they want to win. They want to come forward. They want to give themselves an opportunity to prove that they aren't that bad. These are, again, some of the best players in the world, but unfortunately, when you have 17 teams lost that fight, but they're not done with this game, they're going to use this now as priority to push themselves forward, deal with mid lane. Rookie goes in. Maybe seeing if he can catch somebody out. There's the face deal. He found Fofo. He kills him. Assassinated on the back end. Rookie does it all. And Rookie is smurfing on this Yone.
How did he even see him? Did he have vision from soldiers, from anything? Rookie is taking this game directly into his own hands. This is it. Could have been the thorn in the side of Top Esports. It has been yanked out. It's been burned over the fire in Top Esports. They're outplaying their way into a dominant game 1. The mid game, but JJ not just done with things yet.
Not just done, but I don't think he really wanted that. Rookie get a kill there! He starts off by getting caught out, and he still comes out on top!
Nowhere else in the world can you see this kind of skirmishing. Somehow Top Esports find their way through to a broken team fight win. When that starts with Rookie going honestly hilariously deep into the enemy jungle, 1v2 very briefly at that point. When we just talked to ADG, what's their composition good at? Responding to aggressive plays? That just shows you the caliber of this team and how well they can skirmish their way to victories. Gonna have to see so many... there are so many different angles of replay we could go to towards that. I hope we get to see one of them. Dragon is taken for Top Esports after that point, and the Baron seems to be up on the table for them too. We're going right back to the
just
start.
Follow Rookie in this replay. That's all I want.
Rookie didn't understand that there was a Yuumi and a Jax heading his way. Things get very spooky after that point, but Rookie still has the staying power to keep himself out of this. The counter-strike not quite in range means that despite he having a good intro to this fight, can't quite finish it off. But fights JJ, I guess. But after all of this, you can again see that actually, despite the various members of Top Esports going in and out, it's not the Rookie Silas and the Jackal of Zeri, which are really finding themselves in harm's way. And
oh my god!
That's the kind of play you put your heads in your hands at, because Leave, he knows he's over there.
We're going back straight into it. Rookie, he's looking for it again. Yeah, this time around does get caught out, does end up getting killed, but I mean, regardless of this little faux pas, Rookie just living on the edge, and that is the difference. Look, you may turn around and say, you know, Jackie Love on the Zeri in the summer finals last year was in, he gets caught out, they lose the game, they lose the finals, it's unfortunate. It doesn't matter, because you have to play on that line. If you're not playing to the very edge of how you can play, then you're not taking the right moves. You're never going to be as good as Faker. You're never going to be as good as Rookie.
Kind of low. Just wondering who else is on the map here. You don't have Leave. If you heard Dale, he's going for it.
He's going for it. He jumps in on top of 5, but he doesn't get Fofo joins him as well, but nobody's going to be falling. Xingtian's just too big. Fofo trying his very best to stay alive into this one. It was fine for EDG. It was okay, and they just went too close to the sun. The Sivir is back. Will they go with this? This is risky. I don't know if I agree with this call.
But EDG, they've got so much in their own heads about top having low HP bars, but they have so much regen, they have so many shields. Leave is here, he has Ghost and he has ult, but how much can they realistically do without the solo laners?
It's risky. Top Esports half committing, half not. Mark and Rookie very low. Here we go. They're going to go try and think, but Leave does not die. And finally, Bobo gets himself the kills. Triple for EDG's mid laner. And we are going the distance. We are going to game number 3.
As it was meant to be, these teams, they always give us the show. They give us 3 games. EDG, they have to batten down the hatches, weather the storm, but they come out of those waves riding high.
What a game coming out from EDG. They send us all the way. 16-16 in kills. And a 3rd game here. As we come back into this one here, and we are going to have another one. I believe we're going to be able to
dive towards that. How much XP can Meko and Leave get off of this?
Looking for it. Seeing if they can go for it. TN looking to try and make this one work. Good dash, flash in underneath the tower, though. The heal is good. Oh my god, that was clean! That was clean! Oh my god, Leave just broke their ankles. That flash was insane.
Leave leaves them broken. That is insane. It's such an important play. When you're playing around something like this Nautilus, when you're looking for those dives, it is meant to be crushing early game. Zone off of the wave. But Leave somehow, I have no idea how, gets away with not getting CC'd into the Varus burst. The Varus E misses under turret. That extra bit of damage doesn't come through, and then the tower aggro gets juggled about the place because of that Maokai W. EDG, huge victory in what should have been a crushing play. Let's go dissect this. What the heck happens here? Because you have a lot of CC to work with. You have the Nautilus coming through, you have the Maokai, and the Maokai goes in, but there's no way to reset aggro at this point. You've already got to that point where Tian has reset it onto the Nautilus. That is very awkward juggling, made very awkward by the fact that Leave puts them into a difficult situation.
Well, that ward's going to give you a false sense of security here now, Ala, as he's not quite seen the Maokai, as he's just waiting for that hook shot to come out, you would imagine. And not going to get hit back, but now recognizes he's in a lot of trouble. Will be forced to try and flash away. Those wires were going nowhere, and that's a good response kill now for Top Esports. Tien making up for that botch dive in bot lane.
Gets something to his name at the very least. Firing all cylinders this early game. EDG struggled to make an impact in the first few minutes in the first 2 games of this series. Very importantly that they do so now, because if you accelerate this Lucian army to their 1-item power spike, that could be a real game breaker. Top Esports, one of the best teams in the league, of playing around the power
This was just a
spike.
fight for the sake of a fight. There's no objective to take right now.
I mean, that was just Jakulov walking up and throwing himself into Hell's Maw. Goes down, despite having so much gold. And just going as the one-man army really does not work out for them. It's a 1-for-1, but one that EDG will take every day of the week with a shutdown attached to it.
This game is just starting to reach towards a boiling point. You're seeing these things. Look at the replay here, because again, they're just kind of posturing. No one's really doing anything. 2 steps closer for Jakulov, and now all of a sudden he's being chunked.
Yeah, I think he's looking for an ult. I think he's looking for the Varus ult. I think that's the big thing. But we talked about, okay, EDG might have to stall out what item spikes they have. They do have the bot lane power spike, but what that means is that when Camille flies in, the Varus is on basically no HP. Goes down for the attempt, sure, Camille tends to die on the engage anyway, no matter what happens, but not that one.
Oh, we're going back in. Rookie, he flashes. Can he survive? No, he cannot. A scissor kick to the back of the head. And that's going to be ADG bringing this one back. They've equaled up the kills. They're still behind on gold, but you can see now with this mid-game power spike, 2 items on the Camille, they're taking control.
Oh gosh, teleports. Oh, this is the replay of it. Okay, teleport behind in that bot side makes a lot of sense, because think about Top Esports, that they have the winning side lane in the Cassante. That's not necessarily the truth for Rookie on that Jace. Can still very much get ult in. He needs to have like multiple rounds of cooldowns to really break open a lot of these side lane plays. And JJ, credit to him again.
Took of his own health bar secured. Got it in there, and JJ wasn't there on time. Good Aqua Prison to try and stop Mark from really re-engaging this fight. Chain of Corruption is decent, and they take down JJ. Here we go! Bobo finds 4 men with the Sharima Shuffle, and this fight is all AEG. Never mind. behind. Jackie Love still doing work, and Ala takes it out on the backside of it. What a turnaround fight from EDG!
But even with losing 3 for 3, I suppose, going even in the fight, denying 3 Baron buffs in that scenario is absolutely insane from Fofo. Gets the massive shuffle, despite losing the objective. Makes up for the blushes of EDG's macro, slips the net a little bit. Ale didn't have the teleport for that play, but what a hero play. Absolutely insane.
They lose the Baron, but what a turnaround. Fofo is just monstrous here. And the funny thing is, he does all the work and doesn't get a kill. But let's have a look at the replay here, because again, JJ tries his best, but he can't get there in time.
Well, because you're trying to use the culling at this point, right? That's your one real big, long-range, non-committal source of damage. But the Maokai ult kind of nullifies that. You're just waiting at this point.
He's going to go for another clean engage. He's going to look for the shuffle. He's going to go for it. It's secured by Top Esports. They go in. Now we're going to see if Jackie Love can survive. It's going to be 1 kill. It's going to be 2. Top Esports, look at Rookie, just untouched. And even Jackie Love will survive. It's a Baron. It's an 4 kills, nearly a clean ace, and it is almost certainly going to be the series with super minions here in the mid lane. There's nothing Mako can do.
And 8 times in a row will Top Esports fell EDG in the regular season. They're going for the end. They haven't won since 2019 summer over Top Esports have EDG, and they will not today either.
What a series and what a landmark here for Top Esports, really solidifying themselves as top contenders atop the LPL. They will take down EDG in 2-1 fashion, but they were made to work for it in this series.
It just goes to show how high, particularly the level of the early games are between these teams. Obviously, things got very frenetic in the mid game, where the objective setup became the real key focus for both of these teams. But Top Esports, they were so dominantly ahead in most of their games, and a lot of that does come through their connection between the jungle DN and their lanes, and their lanes doing so well mechanically in their own right as well. EDG, no slouches in that regard. They did give as good as they get, particularly in Game 3, but Top Esports showing they're just that level above today.
And look, it's bittersweet for EDG, but you've kind of come out of this still looking pretty damn good. I will say putting Fofo on the Azir to kind of be your playmaker isn't an ideal situation, but if it works, it works. And